Sometimes all you have to do is just exist. Yes, that is all you have to do. No plan, no overthinking, no trying to achieve whatsoever. All you have to do is exist. I know most people will be like, but that's not a plan. Yes, you don't have to plan to exist. You just exist. You don't have to plan to breathe. You just breathe. You don't have to, keep trying to rush to something, to somewhere, to someone. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is just exist. So that's all you have to do. And one thing that I have realized about being in a particular state where you're not trying to overachieve or even achieve, where you're not planning to live life, you just live life, the way it comes. Something I realized is that is when everything starts happening for you. That is when the dreams that you want to achieve, that is when you start achieving it. That is when something that you never knew that you could have will come to you. That is when you attract it in that state of nothingness. And when I mean nothingness, that state of calmness, that state of steadiness, that state of pause, that state where you are not moved by an external force, you're not moved by an external energy, you're not vibrating at any expectation, you're not trying to accomplish anything, you're just steady, you're just on the pause, you're just no plans, no overthinking, just living life. That is when everything starts coming to you. That is when you become very, very magnetic. Trust me, that is when you become very, very attractive. You're already attractive as a human being because that's one of our characteristics. Human nature is to attract. That's how we're able to manifest our life, right? But you become very, very attractive to the things that you never thought you could have. Life starts becoming more and more and more how would I put it? It starts looking like there is limitless possibilities, because there is, but you cannot be able to see that limitless possibilities if you don't pause, if you don't just exist, just live life. Don't think, try to shut down your thinking. Don't think, don't overthink anything, don't overstress anything, don't overwork for anything, don't rush, don't do nothing. Stand still. And that is when you become super attractive. That is when you start to attract infinity. You become very aligned to any life that you want. That is when you can be able to see the possibilities in life, the numerous, limitless possibilities in life. That is the only time it will happen. Because once you're in a rush, once you're chasing, you think that all you are chasing is all there is. You think that thing you want is all there is, and you think that the way that you're doing it is the only way. But there are so many ways to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. There are so many ways to get whatever it is you want to get in life. There are so many ways to get to a particular destination. There is no just one way. Trust me. The road to whatever experience that you have been hoping for is not just one path. There are so many paths. There is a path that is longer, there's a shorter path, there is a path that comes like in a twinkle of an eye or in a blink of an eye, thinking of an eye, like in a blink. There is a path that requires you to learn lessons, there's a path that requires you to apply. So, see, there are so many paths to achieving a particular goal. There are so many paths to doing anything. But you're not going to see that numerous parts, that limitless part that you can use to achieve your goals if you don't stand still, if you don't pause, if you don't just start living and experiencing life. Exist. Chicken out. Exist. And that is why the society is working so hard to keep you busy, because they know that you have the ability to do this thing, and it will actually help you align to any kind of life that you want to live. Society knows this. That is why they set up systems that would distract you. That is why you have systems in place that are working towards distracting you every single day. Every human being that exists in this life can own a successful business. Trust me. We're back. I mistakenly stopped the video from recording, but yeah, every human being that exists in this particular life can actually own a successful business, but that is not going to work for the system that has been created. The system needs few to be in control. They need few to know the secret about the universe. They need few because that is the only way they can control the rest masses. And that is why there are systems in place that was created to distract you, from the educational system to the religious system to the economic system. All the systems are in place to distract you. See, outside is full of distraction. I kid you not. Outside is full of distraction. And until you're able to shut the voices from outside, until you're able to master yourself where you know which one is your soul and which one is the external energy, external forces trying to control you, until you're able to differentiate these two voices, you're going to keep living life where you're constantly distracted by the outside things. You're going to live life where you're constantly distracted by the things that have been created by the society to distract you. You're going to. And I say this coming from a fact that I recently discovered and I've been talking about on my channel, where I say you are the one that is with the value. I even try to explain it in the sense that if you don't exist, the things that you are chasing in this physical reality wouldn't exist. You are the one making it exist. You see this footwear? This is my footwear. I had to pull it because I wanted to walk on the grass with my bare foot. Now, if I don't exist, this wouldn't exist. If humans do not exist, the material things will have no worth, will have no value. We are the one individually putting values on these things. We're the one putting values on everything that exists right now. If we all decide that, okay, we don't want to be into cars anymore, we want to ride, birds, eagles. Now, the worth of cars, the values of cars are going to depreciate. Why? Because of the fact that we are the one deciding that, okay, this time and this present generation, we are into cars. And so for every other thing that exists, the food we eat, the land we keep buying, the houses we keep building, the clothes we keep wearing, the style we keep, the trends we keep following, everything is happening because we agree to this. Consciously or subconsciously, we're always agreeing to this. And I'm going to say this in the middle of my video, but it has to be said. That's why I don't think, or I feel like I know that there is nothing we can do to change the government, because the government was not created for your own good. So when I see people talk about how they want to protest or how they want to do this to change the government, or to do this to do to make the government change towards a certain situation, I look at them and I'm like, okay, good luck. What you're doing is actually nice and noble, that you care about the society to the extent that you want to help make a difference. But trust me, you're fighting a lost cause, because the government wasn't created for our own good, and so does every other thing that the government has created after it was created. The government is in charge of the society, the government is in charge of the educational system, the government is in charge of every freaking thing that we do. So yeah, good luck with that. You're noble, you're kind, you're nice, but that's the lost cause. And that brings me to the conclusion that the only thing you have to do is exist. Breathe, exist. And in doing that, in being in that state, you become very, very attractive. You become very, very, every single thing that you ever want will come to you just like that. You become the center of attraction, because now you know that you're the one with the value. Now you know that you will start knowing only when you become paused, only when you become steady. That's when you start knowing. You start knowing the power you possess in just living in this society, the power that you possess as an individual in just existing in this particular society, that's where you start discovering the power that you possess. But you're not going to discover that if you keep chasing, if you keep playing according to their, because it's a game to them. It's a game. So if you keep playing, dancing towards their own beat, you're not going to discover this. But once you stop and start existing, that is you now dancing to your own beats. And until then, trust me, also Charlie, I love the fact that I am existing, and right now I got the words, the chance, or I've always wanted this, to put my feet on the ground, on the grass. I was gonna say grass, walk in the park. And I actually never planned doing that today. It just happened from nowhere. It happened, and I went with the flow, and I'm loving every bit of it. I'm loving every bit of everything that this experience is creating for me. Even though I never planned for it, it's happening so well that I enjoy every single thing. It's like something that I have actually prayed for subconsciously, and it's happening, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm even sharing it with you that is watching me. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, is this okay? And do that and watch yourself get paid for existing. Yes, it's a possibility. It's one of the possibilities that exist in this particular universe. Watch yourself get paid just for existing, because now you're the one with the value. Ciao, bye.